Throughout human history, pandemics have ravaged populations, causing widespread death and destruction. Here are the top 5 deadliest pandemics in no particular order that have had a significant impact on human history. The Black Death from 1346 to 1353 was one of the most devastating pandemics in human history. It swept across Europe, leaving a trail of death and destruction in its wake. The death toll was staggering, with estimates ranging from 75 to 200 million people. This catastrophic event wiped out approximately 30 to 60% of Europe's population, causing unimaginable grief and suffering. The primary cause of the Black Death was the bubonic plague, a deadly disease caused by the bacterium Yersinia pestis. This bacterium was transmitted through fleas that infested rats and other animals, making it highly contagious and difficult to control. The plague spread rapidly through trade routes, carried by ships and caravans, and infiltrated towns and villages with alarming speed. The impact on Europe was profound, devastating entire communities and leaving cities in ruins. The social, economic and cultural changes brought about by the Black Death were significant. The massive loss of life led to labor shortages, which in turn caused economic upheaval. Many villages were abandoned, and the survivors faced a drastically altered world. One of the most notable consequences was the decline of the feudal system. With so many peasants and laborers dead, the rigid social structure began to crumble. This shift contributed to the rise of cities and a more modern economic system. Unfortunately, the Black Death also led to increased persecution of minority groups such as Jews and lepers. These communities were often scapegoated and blamed for the spread of the disease, leading to violence and discrimination. The Black Death remains a stark reminder of the fragility of human societies in the face of pandemics. The Spanish flu from 1918 to 1919 was one of the deadliest pandemics in human history. It swept across the globe with unprecedented speed and lethality. The death toll was staggering, estimated to be between 50 to 100 million people. This accounted for approximately 3 to 5% of the global population at the time, making it a catastrophic event. The cause of this deadly pandemic was the H1N1 influenza virus, which was transmitted through respiratory droplets. The virus spread rapidly, infecting people of all ages and backgrounds. The impact of the Spanish flu was felt worldwide. It spread to every corner of the globe, exacerbating the already dire conditions at the end of World War I. The pandemic led to widespread social and economic disruption, with many communities struggling to cope with the overwhelming number of sick and dying. The Spanish flu highlighted the urgent need for a robust global health infrastructure and international cooperation. The pandemic underscored the importance of having systems in place to quickly respond to such health crises. In the aftermath of the pandemic, significant advances were made in the field of medicine. The development of vaccines and antiviral drugs became a priority, leading to innovations that have saved countless lives in subsequent years. The Spanish flu pandemic served as a stark reminder of the devastating impact of infectious diseases and the importance of preparedness and scientific research in combating future outbreaks. AIDS from 1981 to the present. Death toll 35 to 40 million, approximately 1% of the global population. Cause HIV virus transmitted through bodily fluids. Impact devastated communities worldwide, particularly in sub-Saharan Africa, highlighted the need for global health initiatives and research, led to significant advances in antiretroviral therapy and HIV prevention. Plague of Justinian, which occurred between 541 and 542 CE, had a devastating death toll of approximately 25 to 50 million people. The cause? The bubonic plague transmitted through fleas on rats. The impact was profound, weakening the Byzantine Empire and contributing to its decline. The third cholera pandemic from 1852 to 1860 caused about 1 to 2 million deaths due to the cholera bacterium, spread through contaminated water and food. It led to major improvements in sanitation and public health infrastructure, highlighting the need for clean water, sewage systems and waste management. Additional facts worth noting. The third cholera pandemic led to the International Sanitary Conference in 1851, which evolved into the World Health Organization, or WHO. The pandemic spurred modern epidemiology and the work of John Snow and William Farr. Cholera remains a public health threat today, especially in areas with poor sanitation. In conclusion, these 5 pandemics have had a profound impact on human history, causing widespread death, social upheaval, and economic disruption. Each pandemic brought its own unique challenges and forced societies to adapt in unprecedented ways. The sheer scale of loss and the speed at which these diseases spread left indelible marks on communities and nations. However, they have also driven significant advances in medicine, public health infrastructure, and international cooperation. The necessity to combat these deadly diseases spurred innovation and collaboration across borders. Early public health efforts, such as quarantine measures and vaccination campaigns, laid the groundwork for modern medical practices. By understanding the past, we can better prepare for and respond to future pandemics. Modern scientists and healthcare workers continue to study these historical events to develop more effective strategies and technologies. This ongoing research is crucial for improving our readiness and response capabilities, ultimately saving lives and promoting global health and well-being. Global health initiatives and international medical aid play a vital role in this effort, ensuring that resources and knowledge are shared worldwide. Community health programs also contribute significantly by educating the public and providing essential services. Together, these efforts create a more resilient and healthier world for everyone. Pause 2S. While major pandemics have had significant impacts, there are many lesser-known but equally fascinating aspects. The Black Death led to the first organized public health measures. Venice established the first quarantine stations known as lazarettos. Pause 2S. Art and literature played significant roles during pandemics. The Spanish flu influenced T.S. Eliot's The Wasteland, reflecting the despair of the post-pandemic world. Pause 2S. Economically, pandemics accelerated changes. The Black Death led to the end of the feudal system, paving the way for the modern labor market and industrial revolution. Pause 2S. Socially, pandemics impacted human behavior and norms. The AIDS crisis influenced attitudes towards sexual health, leading to the adoption of safer sex practices. Pause 2S. These facts remind us that pandemics shape our world in unexpected ways. Pause 2S. Historical insights provide valuable lessons for new health crises and inspire us to build a more resilient global community.